People gather to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. More than 3,000 TEDx events are held every year in 170 countries. It's a remarkable thing. TEDx events are self-organized under a license from TED, a non-profit organization devoted to discovering and but your local TEDx team of volunteers that has done all the work to put on today's event, including booking all of the speakers. It's this team's ideas, dedication, and time that have made this possible. We really hope today's program sparks an exciting conversation. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you will take out. And now, on with the show.
Something interesting, definitely there. Local fish history, diverse. Go to Hussain Sagar and experience the Hyderabad bus. जब गई पिया के पास नैना मोसे नैना मोसे नैना मोसे नैना मोसे नैना मोसे नैना मिलाई के 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 चाक तिलक सब चीज मोसे नैना मिलाई के चाक तिलक सब चीज मोसे नैना मिलाई के चाक तिलक सब चीज मोसे नैना मिलाई के
That is on nominal master rule, 6 rupees a day. 6 rupees a day. Oh, that was really very thing, and I informed it on pedestal. Then I searched all together in the village. I got many such rich Buddhist heritage. After that, again during my search, I found a Sappamatrika sculpture. With the help of the villagers, we upside down. Then we kept erected. On the other side, I saw a beautiful ruin we have got given, that is the heritage. And finally, Yes, received many awards, that is just recognition, but more responsibility now. It is my sincere request to all of you, if a small group of people at the Culture Center of Vijayawada and Amravati and Bleach India Foundation could do such a stupendous work, please join hands. I wonder if all you can join, we can do miracles in the field of heritage.
Amazing.
I'm going to talk about energy, which is required everywhere. Before that, I thought I should pay my tribute to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, my leader, except he was not my boss. And so he would like to, it is a nice opportunity for us to share such a thing happening within the country and support it wholeheartedly. Thank you very much.
Today I am going to take you through the journey in the evolution of Hyderabadi biryani. Wherever you travel to another city or another country, the moment you say you are from Hyderabad, everybody will say, "Oh, biryani!" And I will take it even more further. If I know that there is no biryani in heaven, I would take my biryani handi along with me. Because every home has their own. There is lot more to the evolution of other characters like a chess game. The soldiers have disappeared today from the modern day biryani. That fear of heart disease and anything. So let's in the future the biryani will be lot more special, because they will be like in America today. They will be an American colony on the east, the Russian colony on the west, the Chinese colony on one side, the African colony on the other side, and the biryani will have a new taste, new things. So while eating and enjoying great food, let's not forget, when you go back and enjoy your tea, it is the 7,000 years history what has made your food very, very special. Remember the Satvahanas, the Kakatiyas, and even our Mughals when you enjoy your tea today. And thank you very much.
Hello. और कैसे एक्सपीरियंस आपको TEDx? So far 4 speakers, they have given the TEDx presentation. First time experience, one of the participant.
I was born in a village, a temple town. There were always a lot of pilgrims that were coming into that town, that village. Today it has become part town. There were shortage of resources, especially water, and also it was wasted. It used to be wasted. There was a lot of wastewaters and waste that used to generate around these pilgrims. As a multi-billion-dollar industry, and also a lot of respect now started getting into this sector. Now, what is it now? India's growth story for next 30, 40 years, especially taking our Prime Minister's goal of Viksit Bharat. So that's where all of us have to get united. That's where I see huge opportunity. Now, we almost have to build 75% of India, we still have to build. See, the waste management techniques that we had in the past, now we have to convert that into resource resilience and ensuring that, India as a country, whatever this transformation journey, we are wasting a lot looking at, because if the current consumption patterns, if it goes, we just, this one globe is not sufficient for this population. We need 7, 8 more globes. That is the type of nature requirements that we are consuming today. The information technology, financial engineering, India is recognized for.
Who had a knack for identifying new opportunities. Let me share my experience of serendipity with all of you. When I was in Rajasthan, Jaipur for a trip, it so happened that it was a balmy afternoon. I was very hungry and I was waiting for my Uber to come when the tantalizing smell of some really yummy food reached me. When I walked to the street vendor close by, her name was Komal Tekwani. She is a momo.
And proving that you can explore the world without leaving behind the life you love. And here's someone who's been doing this along with the life that we all live. With that, let's welcome to the TEDx Hyderabad stage, Ravi Prabhu.
Sorry, a little confusion. I'm looking for the ticker to start. All right. All right. So traveling to far-flung, exotic locations is exciting, thrilling, and also mesmerizing. But on the flip side, imagine you being on the verge of getting kidnapped in an unknown South American city. So here, I was in the beautiful city of Quito, the capital of Ecuador, and you can see the majestic Cotopaxi mountain in the background. It stands towering at 5,800 meters, and on any given day, there are a lot of hikers going up the mountain. A few kilometers from there is Mitad del Mundo, where the equator bisects the earth into two halves. So I had a memorable time in this beautiful city, and one night I was walking in the centro, which is the historic center of the city of Quito, and then from the corner of my eye, I could watch a bunch of thugs following every move of mine. Everywhere I turned, they followed me. And then I was looking for a way out because it looked like a potential hostage situation. And then my heart was racing fast, adrenaline gushing through my head as I was frantically looking for a solution to escape what would be a bad ordeal. As I was going through it, my entire travel life flashed in front of my eyes. But then adventure for a seasoned traveler isn't new. Just a few months before then, I was in the youngest nation of the world, that is South Sudan. I was interacting with some of the tallest people belonging to the Dinka tribe. So I spent about 2 days there, and I was supposed to spend the rest of my vacation in a far-off village, a tribal village, to experience the culture of South Sudan. And then an acquaintance called me and said that the uneasy truce that made up the government in South Sudan was about to break, leading to an imminent civil war. So I had two options: go to the airport and fly away from South Sudan, or sit through a very bad civil war. So I went to the airport, grabbed the seat I could get on any plane, and then I was out of South Sudan. In both the instances, be it Ecuador or South Sudan, I was really quick on my feet and had to make quick decisions. Otherwise, I would have ended up in a very, very bad situation. But then, how did this all happen? How did I become a seasoned traveler? Why do I travel umpteen times across the world? It had to start somewhere. So a little flashback. So I was in my 6th grade when my mother gifted me with a large atlas. For those of you who are not aware of what an atlas is, it's a collection of maps from every part of the world. So as a precocious child, as a very curious child, I was somehow addicted to this atlas. I was vicariously traveling through every country in the world through that little atlas. That atlas was too big to even fit into my school bag. So I had to always carry the atlas alongside my school bag, prompting my schoolmates and classmates to mock me, to chide me, to ridicule me as a budding Fahien or a budding Marco Polo. But I did not let this negative vibe shroud my travel interest, but instead I think that day the travel seed was sown, and then I think I was interested with the travel bug. So this interest was further fueled when my parents took me on my maiden foreign country trip to Bhutan. So the wriggly caterpillar of a travel idea in my mind has morphed into a fluttering butterfly, having seen so many different faces. The culture was different, the food was different, the language was different, everything including the topography and altitude was different. That's when I was determined to travel the world and probably interact with people from every corner of the planet. So fast forward many decades, I was recently in the country of Venezuela, once again in South America. Somehow my talk is hovering around South America. So I was dropped off on a helicopter on a tepui. For those of you who do not know what a tepui is a flat mountain which is referred to geographically as a plateau. I'm sure everybody knows what a plateau is because we are sitting on the Deccan Plateau. So what was so special about this tepui? The tepui was the mountain where the 979-meter Angel Waterfalls, which happens to be the highest waterfall, was dropping off. So right there, I was having accomplished traveling to every country in the world, proudly holding the tricolor. So proudly holding the tricolor on the top of Angel Falls. It was really a moment, overwhelming, joyous moment, and also a humbling moment because of various stories I garnered from across the world from my travel experiences. Also, I was standing there with utmost conviction that anybody that has a dream and works hard can achieve or bring anything to fruition. Just to give you a perspective, so I was happy and overjoyed because I completed my gargantuan task or goal of traveling to every country in the world. And then I was only one of the 288 people across the world of 850 crores, and to be one amongst the 288 who completed every country in the world was a great feat. Also, I want to put a perspective to this 288 number. About 676 people have gone into space. 6,700 people have scaled Mount Everest. But then to be one of those 288 that have gotten a chance to travel to every country, it was a surreal moment. I couldn't put the moment in words, but that was the best travel moment so far. So while I've garnered enormous experiences from every corner of the globe, I want to share with you a few of these interesting moments. So who doesn't love wildlife? I was an avid fan of wildlife, so I was quite lucky to have experienced or interact with flora and fauna from many parts of the world. So I was fortunate enough to have walked with cheetahs in Zambia, to walk with a pride of lions in Zimbabwe, but many people do that. But I was somehow fascinated with the movie King Kong. I always wanted to stand in front of a mountain gorilla, a real silverback mountain gorilla, and there I was. So there are only 1,000 mountain gorillas living in the wild, most of them in the Virunga National Forest of Rwanda, and then the Bivindi National Forest of Uganda, and then the Kahuzi Bihega National Park in DRC. I was again fortunate to have interacted with gorillas in all 3 national parks. So here I show you a picture of me, of course fronted by gunmen for my security, standing right there in the natural ecosystem, in the natural habitat of a gorilla family, and you can see the silverback intently watching my every move so that I would not harm its family members. That was truly an exhilarating travel moment that I wanted to share with you. So moving on to the next moment, landscapes fascinate each one of us. We always wonder about trenches, mountains, mountain peaks, valleys, and so forth. I was somehow fascinated with volcanoes. So when I was in school, for my science project, I modeled a 3D volcano. But then again, fast forward, right there, I had a chance, I wanted to stand at the rim of a crater of a real volcano. There are a lot of active volcanoes and dormant volcanoes in the world. So I had to find the most active volcano. So I chose this little country, island nation of Vanuatu in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So I flew to the capital, which is Port Vila. And once I got there, I had to travel to a different island called the Tana Island. All flights were booked. So luckily, I was able to get a seat on a chartered Cessna plane. So I flew into the island of Tana, and then 2 hours of back-breaking trip on a pickup van. There I was at Mount Yasu. So it was, the sun was descending. It was a beautiful dusk, all kinds of hues of the evening. And then we got the permission to climb the mountain, and there I was standing at the rim of the volcano. The lava sputtering every few minutes with a thud sound. Just imagine a Diwali flower pot, right? Magnify it 10,000 times. And there I was watching the sputtering lava. Every time it sputters, the earth under me shudders. And there is a thick flume of black ash, and everyone there was covered with it. So to be on the crater, on the rim of this active volcano, seeing all this happen was another child dream come true, and it was another exhilarating moment. So I've covered a few landscapes. Since I don't have infinite time, I have to summarize a few experiences. Next is a cultural experience. When I travel across the world, it's not just seeing that waterfall or a mighty mountain. The best part of travel is having a chance to interact with the local people. So once again, I was fortunate to be probably one of very, very, very few people from this side of the LOC, line of control, to have crossed into the other side of LOC. There I was in Gilgit-Baltistan. So I know it's virtually impossible to get permission to travel there. I was really fortunate once again. So I spent 9 days in Gilgit-Baltistan. Once again, beautiful landscape, just like Kashmir on the other side of LOC. So absolutely had a phenomenal time. But the best experience was, it broke my myth, it broke my stereotype, it broke my misconception that people from the other side of LOC would be envious of us. Maybe there would be some kind of animosity, maybe they would try to hurt me. That was all broken when there was a beeline of people. When there was a beeline of people standing there to pose for pictures with me, because they've never seen any individual from this side of LOC. So that was a wow moment. Probably I got 2 suitcases full of clothes and shoes, which I couldn't carry. Unfortunately, I wanted to carry them, but I had to redistribute in Gilgit-Baltistan. So while there are so many cultural experiences, so many perspectives, I would say this tops my agenda, because each one of us has an idea of what life is like on the other side of the border or other side of LOC. I saw nothing but enormous love on the other side of the border. So, coming to the 4th experience, I was there in the northernmost inhabited place on the planet Earth. There is no human civilization north of this particular place. So I was in Svalbard, just a few hundred miles from the North Pole. And there I was in front of the seed vault where seeds and plants from everywhere in the world are stored. Why are they stored? We all are concerned about global warming. If there were to be global warming, the glaciers would melt and probably many nations would vanish. I give you an example of Tuvalu or Kiribati or even our Maldives, which would be drowning under ocean. So what would happen then? Let's say the doomsday theory. Let's say the earth is submerged under water. Most of the life is gone. How do we make the earth green again? That's why you have the seed vault. And this is perched up on a mountain. Whatever level that the scientists expect the oceans to rise, this would still be safe. So this gives me a glimmer of hope that the earth will be green again, irrespective of whether there's a doomsday catastrophe or not. So that's why I want to share this story with you, staying so close to the North Pole. Then comes the next question. Everywhere I go, people often ask me if I have a money tree growing in my backyard. So I want to assure you, I really do not have a money tree. So I was a student of political science in Central University of Hyderabad before I pursued my master's in the USA. So one quote really caught my imagination. There was a political scientist named David Easton. He talks about authoritatively allocating scarce resources of time and money. I'm sure most people, the money is finite, time is finite. So how do you authoritatively allocate this money and time? To bring your ideas and dreams to fruition is what the challenge was. So I always worked as a consultant. I got paid only when I was working. I took a part of that money to pursue my passion of traveling the world. So I'm showing you once again, there is no money tree, there is no funding. It's all hard-earned money that I spent to pursue my passion. So another political quote, I don't know, it brings the political animal in me because of association with Central University of Hyderabad. The other quote that always caught my imagination is from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, where he talks about a man is born free, but everywhere he's in chains. The chains, what are these chains? Job is a chain, money is a chain, family is a chain, good health is a chain. So I was born free, and I wanted to be free forever. So what was prime on my agenda is to unshackle these little chains, and I've successfully managed so. I had a full-time career. I'm married with a daughter, and I do make some money because I want quality of life as well. But in spite of that, I have successfully traveled to every country on the face of this planet. So here I want to bring to notice my wife, Swati, and my daughter, Anushka. Without their support, this couldn't have been possible. So a majority part of this credit goes to them because they supported me in my passion. They let me do whatever I wanted. So I wanted to mention them. Next one is, what have I learned through my travels? It's always the right time and the right moment. I could have a nice plate of sushi in Japan. I could make 100 videos, take 10 visuals, and explain to you for umpteen number of hours. But then you would never get the taste of sushi, only I can relish it. So what I've learned in my travels is, do not really worry about the past and do not maybe worry about the future. Be there at the moment, enjoy the travel moment, because once you have experienced it, only you have experienced it and there is no second chance. So here I want to bring a very poignant memory or saying of Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan is a very famous American astronomer. He talks about that pale blue dot against the streak of light. So every civilization that has flourished, every king that has lived, every war that has been fought, everything that happened in history, everything that's going to happen in the future is happening on that little blue dot. So just imagine how infinitesimally small we all are. So is it worth the egos? Is it worth the misgivings? Is it worth the animosity? So every time I make this, I find this thought to be very profound, thinking of the pale blue dot, so I could be a better person for myself. All right, we talk about the global family. There are a few pictures, one from Afghanistan, one from the Kalash people. There are only 2,000 Rigvedic Hindus living in the northwest of Pakistan. I was able to manage to get there, and then posing with a bunch of pygmies in Burundi, and finally in the Horn of Africa with a bunch of kids in Eritrea. So what I've realized, everybody across the globe is looking for food, shelter, and pursuit of happiness, irrespective of the color, caste, creed, height, religion. We are absolutely looking for the same thing. And remember, the global family is one, and we're all looking for the exact same thing. So I was very fortunate to be born as a human being and to experience what other human beings experience. So I have to mention my parents, who have really nurtured every dream of mine, even it was outside their rations, outside their capacity. They pursued hard, they made me work hard, and here I am. I'm very happy that my mom and dad were able to share or were able to see my successful moment. I lost my dad very recently. I'm sure I have his blessings every day, every time, and so forth. And then what do I tell you as part of this talk? Absolutely discovering yourself. So traveling to 195 is not a display of wealth or not a display of something that I gained recently, but it's nothing but pure passion. If you have the passion, if you really have the desire, you have a dream and you work towards it, anything can be achieved. Just imagine me coming from a very moderate background, being able to accomplish what I thought was unthinkable. Just imagine yourself. Logistically, you are much better off than I was 20 years ago or 30 years ago. So I would urge each one of you to take that action, to take that first step, to take that first plunge, however turgid the waters are. And then the world is waiting to hear your story. Thank you.
That two feature films have come out of this very red dot through the years that we've been part of this journey. The first one is called Mitti, Back to the Roots, which is about farmer suicide and very, very important issue for many of us. And many of you may have watched that movie. And we are really proud as a team that these stories came out of the TedX Hyderabad stage. But it's not just, thank you very much. But it's not just the TEDx stories that we are proud of. We are also very proud of the work we've done, specifically in water restoration. We've done a few other things, but I'll just talk about the water restoration work. What you see here are the before and after pictures, and the difference between the two in terms of waste was about 2,000 metric tons of waste that came out of that picture you see on top to create a beautiful structure that you see below. And it didn't stop with just creating that structure. That structure today is used for multiple events that happen in our city as a cultural venue. And we are really proud of the work that's happened there. And if any of you are looking for a beautiful venue, you should be looking at this venue which is created for the city of Hyderabad. This was inaugurated by none less than the President of India. And you see that before and after picture. And she was extremely proud. She is in the audience today with us. So if some of you are very interested to get to know more about the work we do in the water space. Kalpana Ramesh, who leads these initiatives for us, is very much is a member of our team, but is a very proud person who drives these initiatives for us. The journey hasn't stopped as yet. These are some more and many more that are in the way. By the end of
Wonderful. Serial paintings both this. Amazing. Nice meeting you, sir.
నరక సంచరికుడి నేను నరారాన యాతన నరకమందు అనుభవించే శిక్షలకే యాతన ప్రేమ కనుమరుగని దేవుడా గిసిన గీత దాటరా కృషికి మించిన పలుపు కన్న ఈర్ష ఉంది ముందర చెప్పు నువ్వు సోదరా అంచు అంచు వెలుగుతుంటే జన్మిస్తది బాధ్యత వీళ్ళకేమి బాధరా నీ జన్మ హక్కు కలల కోసం ఎగిసే పదన నువ్వు కలం పట్టి కలం పెట్టి అడుగై సాగించరముల్లో కాలని గుండెలో నువ్వు దాచుకోని రాతి బొమ్మకు పూజించమని మనిషి బ్రతుకు ఏమి నైవేద్యం మన విద్య ధరలకు పెట్టే శిక్ష మనకున్నదో స్వాతంత్రం అంతరాయ మత పరీక్ష పరుగు పెట్టే లోక విలువలే విద్య కోసం మనిల వధించలేని పాఠ్యాంశం మనిషి ఒక రహస్యం పరుగు పెట్టే లోక విలువలే విద్య కోసం మనిల వధించలేని పాఠ్యాంశం మనిషి ఒక రహస్యం సర్వస్వము నా ఊపిరికి దూరమై ప్రాణం ఇంక గొంతు పైన ఉన్న శక్తి శూలమై అలు పెరిగని పోరాటం అంతకంత దూరమై పరీక్షం పెట్టే లోకం ఇంక పాడు భూతమై ప్రాణగీతమై నేను వచ్చరా తల్లి
నీ సంకల్పం ఒకటే నిజమని ఒకసారి అమ్మకు నువ్వు జన్మించగా పెంచే శక్తేదో తను ఇవ్వగా పేరు విజయానికి జన్మివ్వరా నీ జాతకాన్నే మార్చేసి
ఈర్ష్యాద్వేషం మనిషి బ్రతుకు పలిట ఇంత శోకం విధమైన ప్రవర్తన నడుమ బ్రతుకు మంత్రగోళం రుద్రహోమం మాటకొస్తే దేవుడరుగు మన పాపం మన పాపం ఇది నా రాగం కవికి మించిన కవిత రాసి విద్యకు మించిన విద్య చెప్పి సమస్యలకు పరిష్కారం ఇచ్చిన సమస్యనే వెన్నుపోటు పడి చిగురు పూసేనా That's what's up కవితలెన్నో పరుగు నెగ్గేనే ఒకటి రాగం అంతరాత్మలోని అంతరార్థం వెలుగు చూపేనే గేయతాళం నా పదం గుప్పెట్లో ఇంద్రజాలం కథం తొక్కేనే కలం పాదం రణం చూపేది తీవ్ర మోసం నగలం మాగితే అది అంతరాయం లోకమాయ రాగాలి ద్రోహం కోపం చూపే పోలీసు చూడం రాజులకే వరి బానిసత్వం మనకున్న బాధలవుతున్నని
Crossing the Atlantic is easier than crossing the river Musi. This startling statement came to me as I sat in an informal discussion with a couple of academicians and a couple of social workers.
Hi, it's great to be here in Shilpakala Vedika, and this place is where a lot of movie events actually happen. So this is the first time you're seeing such a dignified crowd, but a well-educated crowd. And so, you know, just talking about film events, very recently a big actor was promoting his movie across the country, and at one of the events, a small kid, like a very cute 7-8-year-old kid, you know, raised his hand, said, I want to ask a question. So he said, you speak something. And the guy said, you know, what do you think the box office of your movie is going to be? And if this movie is going to break the box office of your previous film. And the actor was obviously shocked. He didn't understand what that was about. So I thought that's something that's very interesting, because that's really changing nowadays. That, you know, I started making movies around 10 years ago, and when I made my first movie, Yavade Subramanyam, it was an age where smartphones weren't that popular. I got a smartphone halfway through that movie, and you know, social media wasn't as huge and all of that. So people were still talking about
Salim, what's up, bro? Oh my God, you're looking damn handsome. Oh, amazing, bro. English? जरा हाईटेक सिटी को आया था बोल के जरा हवा लग गई मेरे को भी समझ रहा ना तू अच्छा अपन यहाँ कहीं को आए इतने लोग कहीं को बैठे हुए हम कहीं को आए बोले तो अंधेरे में पूरे अरे क्या कि TEDx का है कि तेरे अच्छा तो अपन दखनी पे चर्चा करने आए मतलब बातचीत करने आए अपन लोग इसमें है ना दखनी के हाँ वैसे भी एक्सेट्रा भाई
मेहनत के वक्त याद नको दिला।
अच्छा तेरे को याद है?
देख देख के मैं थक गया, रीलों में देख रहा हूँ मेरे स्ट्रगल का टाइम ऐसा था।
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
वड़ा पाव खा के जिया, मैं रेलवे स्टेशन के नको भाई पास नको बोला।
मैं जब NMDC से जाता था तो ऐसा गोरा चमकते रहता था काउंटर के ऊपर में, तेरे को हाथ बता के आता था, तेरे को बोलता था अरे बाबा अपना भी टाइम आएगा रे। तो आज तो खुश है नहीं है? किसी को आशिकी होती थी तो किसी को आशिकियाँ, यहाँ पे अक्सर बोलते थे आशिकी बनती आशिकियाँ, नहीं कोल्ड ड्रिंक कहाँ?
नहीं तू जहाँ जाएगा पर्दाफाश करना जरूरी है।
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ
नहीं मैं ऐसा क्या करा?
आज भी एक ग्लैमर बाकी है तो एक इंसान आशिक मिजाज है तो ही एक ग्लैमर बरकरार रहता। तेरे पे भी वो ग्लैमर माशाल्लाह बरकरार है बोल के पूछ रहा हूँ। पर्सनल कुछ पूछ दिया तो जाता हूँ।
वो है सुन, वो है मगर फसलियों पे मारा कौन बर्दाश्त करेंगे?
वो भी सही
नहीं कर सक रहे वो सब चीज़ा। वो गया दौर मामा, अपनी एज हो रही।
बताते वो क्या है, कौन सी लैंग्वेज है और कैसा। महमूद साहब वगैरह भी दक्कनी बोल के बोले। सो ये जरा जो हैदराबादीज नहीं है, नॉन हैदराबादीज भी है, तो दे शुड ऑल्सो नो व्हाट दक्कनी एक्चुअली इज एंड व्हाट एवरी डे न्यू वर्ड्स आर कमिंग अप।
वो एक्चुअली क्या है, अपन जो बोलते नहीं, अरे कहाँ जा रहा मियाँ, क्या कर रहा मियाँ, खाया नहीं खाया मियाँ, कहाँ है तू गाड़ी पे, मैं हैबिट्स पे हूँ पीछे से मार।
हाँ 5 मिनट में आ रहा हूँ, शाम तक नहीं आता।
बेंगलोर में ऐसा नहीं है, हमें बोल रहे थे, तुम्हें कर रहे थे, क्या कर रहे हो।
अच्छा बेंगलोर से याद आया, I was actually shooting for a film and I was walking in the street in Bangalore. One fan recognized me. मैं ऐसा जा रहा हूँ तो सुन खाली, ऐसा जाते एक जना देखा, अरे जमील आशीष नासर भैया को है, कैमरा ला रहा फोटो काट लेंगे भाई, तुम ना कैसा दिख रूम औला दिख रूम। तो उनका स्टाइल है। और आंध्रा वाले जो है प्रोग्राम कितना बजे को बोल दिया, 5 बजे को, तुम कितना बजे को आ गया, 3 बजे को, क्या है लेट हो गए ना। फिर बेंगलुरु में ऐसी है। तो ये जो नाइजाम स्टेट है यहाँ पे महाराष्ट्र में, जैसा औरंगाबाद स्पेशली है, अरे छोकरे कितना बोल रहा मैं तेरे को, ऐसे काम मत कर, तू रिका में बातें कर रहा है, इधर ठहर के सुन रहा क्या, ये इधर चेंज हो रही। तो ये जो टोटल एरिया की जो नाइजाम स्टेट में स्पेशली अपने मूवीज रन होते, तो एंटायर दक्कनी टेरिटरी जहाँ भी बोली जाती, आई वॉन्ट यू टू से सम वर्ड्स अबाउट इट। और थोड़ा सा
अब मैं क्या बोलूँ बाप, अब पूरों को सिखा दिए ना इतने सालों में। हाओ नको, कहाँ जा रहा, पिंडे की मेरी, बैगन के बाता नको करो।
अब भी याद करा तेरे को,
खाना खा रहा हूँ नहीं बोलता, खाने पे बैठे हुआ हूँ, अब भी याद करा तेरे को। परसों मिलके इतने दिन हो गए, किसको में परसों में तो 4 साल पहले मिला भाई, 5 साल पहले परसों बोल रहा।
सही है। अच्छा और एक चीज मेरे को स्पेशली याद आई, ट्रेंडिंग जो आजकल हैदराबादी और दक्कनी के रील्स ट्रेंडिंग हो रहे हैं, जो यंगस्टर्स डे बाय डे नए वर्ड से ईजाद हो रहे हैं, बैगन में मिला देंगे तो एक चीज है, अगर बाहर वाले को बैगन में मिला देंगे बोल रहे तो जी टेल मी द मीनिंग ऑफ बैगन। बैगन इज अ वेजिटेबल, हाउ आर यू यूजिंग इन योर लैंग्वेज बैगन? तो इसका इस्तेमाल कैसा हो रहा है एवरीडे लाइफ में आप लोग?
बैगन का इस्तेमाल खाने में कैसा होता हो, वैसे हम लैंग्वेज में भी करते
तो उसको समझाना कैसा, समझ में नहीं आ रहा उसको सामने वाले को। और एक पिंडा क्या है, पिंडा क्या है किसी को भी नहीं मालूम, पिंडे के बात कर रहे क्या है, पिंडा क्या है समझ में नहीं आता। और जो
ऐसी कान भैरी दूंगा गिल बोल के फिर जाएंगी तेरी भाई। हम लोग है ऐसे भाई, एक और एक दो होते होंगे, हम लोग तो बोलते अड़ाई, अंदर चाहे बीड़ी रंदो, पॉकेट हो ना 555। ओल्ड सिटी में रहते लेकिन हम लोग है हाई फाई, बैगन में सब मिला देते, हैदराबादियाँ हिला देते।
How many times does it happen that when you wake up in the morning, you feel that the day ahead is going to be different, that it will become a memory etched in your brain forever, and that it will have a lasting impression? Rarely, right? But if you do have such a feeling, more often than not, your instinct is right, and the day will definitely be extraordinary.
హోమ్ కన్నా ముందు నేను హోమ్కి రావడానికి కారణం ఏంటంటే ఈరోజు ఇంత పెద్ద ప్రోగ్రాం నడుస్తుంది. అలా ఒక చిన్న హోమ్ అనేది సిదూర్ హాస్టల్లో, నేను ఒక అనాథ హాస్టల్లో వచ్చిన కాబట్టి ముందు ఫస్ట్ నేను చెప్పుకోవడం ఏంటంటే ఒక చిన్న నా జీవితానికి ఒక ప్లాట్ఫామ్, ఎక్కడి నుంచో వచ్చిన నేను ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ దాకా రావడానికి కారణం కొందరు మీడియా మిత్రులు. ఆ మీడియా మిత్రుల వెనకాల మీలాంటి వాళ్ళందరూ సపోర్ట్ ఉంది. ఈరోజు వివేక్ వర్మ గారు పెద్ద మనిషి, దీనికి మొత్తం హెడ్. నాకు పొద్దు నుంచి నాకు ఇదే మైండ్ తిరుగుతుంది, నేను చేసే సేవ అనేది వదుక్కుంటే ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ప్రతి ఒక్క ఆడపిల్ల మగపిల్లాడు వాలంటీర్స్.
It is now 400 crores of Indian rupees throughout this. Magic happens. Let's get to the second story.
After we've taken a vow, I do want to request that all of you should remain seated. You should let all of us get out of the hall. The only two places from where you can walk out are those two doors at the back, but only after you've had the team walk out can you people walk out. So do remain seated. And once again, from the entire team, TedX Hyderabad, thank you very much for joining us today. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. Till we meet again in 2025. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy yourself. Let our team go out, and then you people can get up and start walking. Only the two doors at the rear, the side doors will not be opened. Only the two doors at the back. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Wow.